Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tuesday Live Readings with Sea Goddess Healing Arts. I am Ursula Duffy, and I'm so excited and honored today as I should have Lexi joining me any moment. And it's been a little while since Lexi's been on the lives, so I'm super excited to catch up with her and to read with her for all of you today. So I just hit the button for Instagram, so we should be live over there. And we also should be live on our Facebook and our YouTube channel. So welcome, welcome, welcome as you join us. If you just want to hang and chill, that's cool. If you want a reading, just make sure you drop that in the comments and let us know. We'll pull some cards for you today. I'll just start taking a list as we go. And in the meantime, while we're waiting for people to hop on and we're waiting for Lexi, I will do some announcements. So if you're unfamiliar with us or if you're new here, I'm, like I said, Ursula. I am our professional astrologer and certified aromatherapist. And I have a podcast called Becoming Chiron, and it's now in its third season. I'm kind of wrapping that one up actually soon. I have 2 episodes left. And what I do is at the beginning, I do what's called my astro weather checks. And this month is, I'll go into more detail. I'm going to record a new episode this week, but this month is really, really potent. And I say that for a number of reasons, but primarily because we have a lot of potential energy, and the energy that we're going to experience is going to be brand new to all of us. We have, for the first time in any of our lifetimes, a new moon, Mercury, Venus, and Mars all meeting up with the planet Pluto in the sign of Aquarius. And that is a really big deal because Pluto shifted in briefly between March and June of last year. So that was a preview, but all of our personal planets were kind of on the other side and past Pluto at that point. Pluto moved out of Capricorn and into Aquarius temporarily. Hi.
As I start coughing, as soon as I come live. How are you?
Hi. I was just doing a little astro weather check while we were waiting for people to hop on.
Continue.
Okay. Can you turn your volume up a little bit?
How's that? Is it still
Much
bad?
better.
Okay, good.
Awesome. So I was just talking about how we're experiencing for the first time in any of our lifetimes a new moon and the 3 personal planets meeting up with Pluto and Aquarius. And it's just like a brand new thing for all of us. It's a brand new consciousness, and I'm just really excited to see what all of this energy is how it's gonna play out in the collective and for all of us personally.
Oh, I'm seeing it already, and it's so crazy because I literally started with the question, what in the astrological F is going on? And then, of course, I always forget, and then I go back to your astro weather reports, and I'm like, oh, that's right. This makes sense now. And to see how it's unfolding for different people and in their different stages, it looks different for kind of everybody, but the theme there is definitely potent and real. And I know I'm feeling it in ways I've never felt it before. And I'm watching those around me in the same boat. So I'm excited because we need the shakeup. We need the change. We need this to happen. It's a part of the process. So thank you, stars.
Yeah. And it's a big change from the energy of Capricorn to the energy of Aquarius.
Yeah.
So like not only with elements, we're going from earth into air. So that is a totally different energy. But just the energy of the signs is really different too. Like for me, Capricorn, I kind of hold near and dear my perspective that it's like our inner mystic to an extent. But it's also, conformity and structures and all that stuff. And then with Aquarius, it's just like rebellion and revolution. And we had all that AI stuff kind of come about last year when Pluto dipped in for a few months. So that was really interesting with the timing of all that. And now that's developed significantly since then. So it's really going to be a curious thing how it all plays out. But
I'm seeing so much rebellion. So many
Yes.
people rebelling, and I love it. I love seeing people rebelling against the things that those kind of boxes that we were kind of put in and taught to stay in, or like, so I just feel the freeness like coming. We're going to be freed. I feel like I know so many people, the theme is you know, they're realizing that the cycle they're in is draining. It's, you know, like, where did the cycle come from? How did I get stuck in this? And everybody's ready to break free. So I'm just so excited to see the consciousness up level and everybody,
Yeah.
everybody, you know, start to rebel and follow their soul, right? Because our soul is
Yeah.
our GPS.
Yes. And it's very much in alignment with the energy of our individuation to an extent, a big extent, actually. And it's really cool. Like, I really hope ultimately, once we're through all this, and well, so it started on the 20th and it'll go to early September. And then Pluto will dip back into Capricorn one more time and then secure itself fully in November. So then we'll have 20 years of Pluto in Aquarius. And I'm sort of like ultimately hoping in the highest vibration, it just helps us remember our unity, like the unity in humanity, and just coming together as community and really just like loving and honoring and respecting each other
Mm,
and working together.
yes. Yeah. I feel like it's been, for so long, man eat man, every man for themselves, you know,
Yeah.
and people stepping on others together, where instead of, you know, let's do this together, let's rise together, let's help each other out. So I'm so happy to see that change coming. I'm excited
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah. Me too. Big time. So our energy this week is pretty much the kickoff was Mercury and Pluto joining up yesterday. And that's a fast moving transit because Mercury moves really quickly. So the guidance on that one is pretty much just pay attention to thoughts, dreams, especially. My dreams have been off the charts. Strange, but also really interesting. And Pluto and Mercury together is like truth serum. So it's really asking us, and that's kind of how I was guided to pull from the decks yesterday and today as well. So the two decks I chose are in alignment with that energy.
Oh, I love this. It's so funny because I've had so many people within the past 48 hours talk about dreams. And so I
Mm.
noticed that theme popping up. And one of those people was my mother, and her dream. She had it a couple days ago, and then the things in it were like showing up. She's like, oh my God, Lexi. And I was like, I'm sitting here like so excited. Like, I'm loving it. And just watching her, like, you know, in awe. And I'm like, oh, look at how, you know, so write them dreams down. I made sure to make to get back into doing the brain dump before bed, because I know a lot of people, and myself included, sometimes feel like we don't remember our dreams, or we're like, why aren't we getting messages in our dream? Why aren't we? Well, our minds are so busy and crazy. And so that practice for me of that brain dump has been allowing me to make room to remember the dreams. And then I've been writing them down first thing in the morning, again, just getting back into that practice, because they can be telling. It can show a lot. It can help you reflect back at times. It's I love that. So
Yeah.
that's why it's coming up.
Exactly. And with Pluto, it just brings things to the surface. So there's probably, dreams abound that are bringing up things that people maybe not haven't thought of in a long time or didn't even know were really there, like in their subconscious or even unconscious, that come to the surface. And it's like, ooh, let's examine that and see how I can shift my perspective or think about things in a different way. So it's pretty cool. Mercury is the magician after all. So these two coming together to kick off the week is pretty cool.
Oh, I love that. I love
Mhm.
it. What decks are you pulling from with today?
I am pulling from Sacred Rebels, as that is always in alignment with Aquarius energy for me. And the planet Uranus is involved in our new moon on Friday. So I'm sticking with that one from last week. And then our Soul's Journey lesson cards, as that brings up the brutal honesty of why we're here. And we're being called to honor that with the energy of Mercury and the new moon.
Oh, I love it.
What about you?
So I'm thinking, I've got a couple decks here, and I was having a hard time feeling it out. I was just looking for my pendulum before to ask, which deck shall I use today? So for some reason, I'm really kind of feeling the Moonology might be a good deck to use today. So I have that one, but then I also have my the Seed and Sickle, because it has the Dawn and the Dusk book. So for each card, it has two different points of view, which I love, because sometimes when we're stuck in the dark, it's hard for us to see the dawn, right? And vice versa. So I said, you know what? I feel like this is such a potent time for us to be, kind of in that gravel phase, seasonally, like that going within, allowing things to die, take new form, start planting those seeds, think about what seeds do we want to plant to come for the future. So this book I was really feeling called for today.
That's perfect. And that's actually a good segue so we can talk about our soul broadcast topic for this month.
Perfect.
And so far we have Sophia with us live and commenting. Hi, Sophia. Thanks for joining us. And she said she's been visiting the same building in her dreams for weeks, like prepper type vibe. That's interesting.
That's really interesting.
Anything coming to you on that one?
I literally feel like there is some sort of catalyst coming, and that it's going to either take you out depending on your frequency and your mindset, depending on how you see it, or you're going to see it as the clearing for a fresh beginning. I feel like we're going to go through a tower movement collectively, like in the United States especially, different levels. So I really do, I'm not going to lie, that is one of the themes of my dreams. And it was so detailed that I like sketched it out. This whole thing. And I was like, what is this? And I had that moment where it was starting to trigger anxiety. I'm like, wait a minute. No, this is always happening for us, not to us, and I was, getting excited to think, oh, wait a minute, let's get conscious here, right? Dispense of this shit and think, what do we want to call in? And realizing that the prepper is prepping for my future. So and the more I talk to people that are having dreams about the end of days and prepping, it's things like new beginnings, fresh start. Somebody was saying how in all the movies it shows Vermont as the, after these apocalypses and different things being the state that people congregate to. I'm like, and we're already there. So let's, let's start thinking, coming together, community for these times. Yeah.
So we have one request so far from Sandy. Would you like to poll and I will talk about our soul broadcast topic?
Sure.
Okay. Sandy, momentarily we will pull the card for you. Thank you for joining us and thank you for asking for a card. So as we were talking about, especially what Lexi just shared and what Sophia just shared, we every month do what we call our soul broadcast. And it is a collaborative blog post that we put together based on a topic of our choosing. And this month we chose loving yourself through a dark night of the soul. And whenever I think of dark nights of the soul and reflect on the ones that I've had throughout my life, I think of the planet Pluto and also kind of the planet Saturn. So Mandy wrote a beautiful piece on how to love yourself through a dark night of the soul. And she shared 5 ways that she recommends to help guide and work through anything that might be coming up for everyone collectively, especially as this energy is so brand new and triggering a lot in all of us. And I wrote the first poem I've written in a really long time called The Plutonic Process, which goes very deeply into my own personal experience. And then I shared some Pluto resources as well, an oracle card, the guidance from that, and a couple other things. And then so with those, the first 2 weeks of every month, they're only available to our Soul Garden members. And then after that, on the 15th, we kind of flip the switch and make them available to everybody. So if you're a Soul Garden member, you have access to that now. Soul Garden membership, that is available for you for only $11.11 a month. And you get early access to the Soul broadcasts as well as special coupons and discounts that we put in there. And then, we also have a monthly online soul circle and live readings like this, but just for members, which we did yesterday, which was lots of fun. So that is there on our website, and you can go to this link that I just put up on the screen. So let's get into our readings, Lexi.
Yeah. So Sandy, I ended up pulling for you from the Moonology Oracle cards by Yasmin Boland and the Herbal Astrology Oracle. I felt really called to pull from by Adriana Isles. And so it's so exciting because the very first card you got was New Moon in Capricorn. Your hard work is paying off. And I feel like with this new moon, sometimes in the darkness, we don't see that reward. But know that those things that you are doing in your daily life, the intention that you have to work towards your goals, towards what you want to call in. You may not see it happening right now, but it is going to pay off. Those little things are building up for that ultimate payoff too, and it's coming. Your hard work is being noticed. It is having the energetic effect. I feel like too, you're combating a lot of negativity around you. Like you're surrounded by a lot of darkness and negativity, which then we got number 48, community, kava. This card is so beautiful, and I love that it's got the blue butterfly, and for me it really shows like the transformation, like growing your wings, flying, allowing yourself to fly. So become aware, who is in your community? Who are you surrounding yourself with? Is their energy draining you? Is it zapping you? It might be time to really start getting mindful about who you allow in your circle, within your community, and starting to get intentional about building that community that is supportive, that helps lift your energy, that helps support you on your journey versus draining you. So get mindful about that and use those wings to fly away from that shit that is bringing you down, and those people, places, things that are working against you. So remember that you ultimately hold the power, right? And so many of us don't realize how powerful our thoughts and our words and what we're telling ourselves, what we're saying to ourselves really is. And I always say dispense of that shit, because he is my go-to when I need to remind myself. I'm going through that too. I'm going through that phase of recognition of, oh, I've become so negative in my thoughts and my self-talk again. I've slipped back into this negativity, and I had to go even to the community. Oh, look who is in my daily life, or who I'm allowing my energy to go out to draining me, and it's not allowing for for myself to take flight, for that butterfly to feel. I feel the cocoon, the kind of mucusy mess right now. Remembering that we get to grow those wings, fly, ultimately choose who's in our community. So be mindful of that community. And that was Kava Kava number 48. And I just got this deck for Christmas, so I just want to peek and see if the card says anything nice, because this deck has been one of my favorites. And 48, and if you're into numerology, you got 48 and 49. Let's see here. We're so close. There we are. Okay. Celebration, kinship with the tribe, community, friendship, union, finding your chosen family. Ooh, right there. That we do not have to, just because somebody is blood too. I feel like there might be some actual blood family members that you feel you can't set healthy boundaries with because they are family or close friends, something along those lines. It might even be work, because a lot of time work boundaries are hard to set, because we've been raised to please, do your best, listen, just take it, and but we don't have to. That's not cool. That's what we're rebelling from, right, Ursula? That's the time to rebel from that. The toxic work environments, the toxic life environments, the toxic family environments. Get mindful, call in that community, go soar, fly those wings, and find your people. Find your chosen family to support you during this time. And then 49, psilocybin. And again, communing with the sacred, connecting to otherworldly energy, remote viewing, regeneration through union, coming together with a tribe, and finding your cosmic family. One of the things that I said, and I feel like you might feel all alone, guidance, help. This is a big reminder to connect with your spirit guides, your ancestors, your team. You have a big team trying to send you messages, and they're like, that wasn't signy enough for her. Like, come on, like they can only do so much when it comes to signs. So slow down and start trusting. When it feels like it's a sign, it's a sign. Don't second guess yourself. Don't second guess it. Look for those signs. They're there trying to communicate with you. And there's so many fabulous ways to communicate with them: through automatic writing, through dreaming, through meditation, through pendulum, through oracle cards, there's so many different ways. So explore and find ways that you can feel that connection of communication with your guides, because they're willing to help you. They want to help. I always like the practice of writing down before bed my questions for my guides. and being open to receive any messages while they sleep. That's one way to do it. You can even just put it out there, just ask, because if we don't ask them for help, then it makes it a lot harder for them to help us. So invite your team in to help support you through this, to help you find those people, places, and things that light you up. Because ultimately, baby, it's the dark season. That's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be going within, seeing what needs to die off, what seeds do we plant for the future to come. So get intentional about that. Find your community, get connected with your spirit team, and girl, you're going to write your future. In 2024 will be beautiful, a lot lighter than it's feeling right now. So, Sandy, that is for you. I hope it resonates. So Sandy, so this is she wrote, I have been asking my team and universe to help me find something else, but nothing yet. So that is a huge thing I struggled with. And I just had an awesome class on Sunday with one of Jesse's teachers, Nancy Weber, or whatever her name is. And one of the things that I wrote down from that class is spirit will give it to us when they are ready, when it is time. A lot of times we ask for things and we get mad because we don't get the answer, we don't get it right away, but that means it's not the right time yet. So trust. It's so hard to trust the universe and have that in-between phase, but it's going to happen when you least expect it. And when the time is right, it will fall into place. It's like building a house, right? We want our house. We want that end product, right? But there's all those steps to get there. So we sometimes need to remind ourselves that takes time, that little things are falling into place or falling away to make room for that to come in. So just trust in the process. Don't give up hope on yourself. Pour into yourself right now during this time. Yeah, I hope that helps.
I think that question and all the cards that came up for Sandy are really energetically so very much in alignment with the energy that we're in, especially the Capricorn new moon, because that was the last new moon that we had on 1/11. So that was the first new moon of the calendar year, but we're actually entering the new lunar year as of Saturday. So it's a really interesting, it's based on the different, cultures and all the things. We're finally moving into that new lunar year as of this new moon that's coming on Friday. So it's really interesting. And then all the seeds and everything, Sandy, if you do new moon intention setting, I think that could be very good guidance to carry forward into that, especially because we're so early in the year right now. It's early in the calendar year, but not the lunar year just yet. So think about everything Lexi said and all the cards and everything. And just remember too, that there might be something that you still need to learn or experience where you're at right now. Because and then also too, every morning you can kind of set your mindset to just be in the higher vibration of the energy where you're at. Even though it's feeling stuck, I get it. I was in a job like that I sustained in for a lot longer because I had to plan to leave. So just know that you can flip that script every morning, every day. And with this new Mercury energy that we have coming into this week that just kind of started yesterday, started fresh, it's a perfect opportunity to really realize the potential and power of your thoughts and perspective. So that was awesome. We got one from Sophia, which I will do next. I pulled for Sophia. Sophia, I felt called to only pull from the Soul's Journey lesson cards for this question. And the card that I pulled for you was the Freedom card. So this is very much throat and third eye chakra related.
No.
The message on the card is, I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. So I think that speaks to your question. And then these guidebook messages are really short, so I'll just read you what it says from this one. So it says, your soul is open to receiving new wisdom and insights that will allow it to make the right choices for its own growth. Remember, you are never a victim of other people or their circumstances. You have complete control over your own choices. By following your heart and being authentic to yourself, you present the real you to the world. Making decisions based on other people's expectations is not the true path to happiness. You are responsible for creating your own reality. When a soul shifts to a place of honoring itself in its totality, free from judgment, only then will it find its true freedom. Every soul is unique and follows its own path. Don't give in to peer pressure or the urge to fit in. You are the only one who truly knows the real you. So feel free to march to the beat of your own drummer. And this, everyone, and Sophia, is very much in alignment with the energy of the new moon that's coming on Friday. So I invite you to contemplate that on the question that you asked, but also just remember for you personally, Sophia, this is new energy coming into the space that relates to communication and how we talk to ourselves, and who we let in, as Lexi was saying, is also a really big part of that energy. So I hope that that resonates. And then Lexi, we got a question from Mina. Can I have a message, please? Will I find a job soon? And hi, Marcia. Thanks for joining us. Well, lots of job questions today.
So I just felt to just call to just do a little pendulum to ask the question about a job soon. And then I also had already pulled cards for you, Mina, from the Herbal Astrology Oracle. And the message that I am getting through it, nobody can predict the future, right? There could be offers. I feel like the job soon is going to come in there might be some jobs. Be mindful, be intentional, open yourself up, because you might not want to take the first job offer. It might be a little bit. It might be a little bit. And if you do, make sure these offers that come in, I think you will, but I think it might take a little longer than the timeline you have set in your mind that you would like to see it. So again, it's trusting in the universal timing that things are happening for a reason. And also seeing everything as kind of like a test, right? An opportunity for some psychic healing for yourself and to test yourself. Are you living and acting in alignment with who you want your future self to be? What you want for your future? So making sure that you take this time for finding this new job, not just the desperation of taking the first job that comes along. And when I asked the pendulum, it was a no. It's not going to be immediate soon, not the soon that she's thinking of. It will happen with time. But I truly believe that there is we got the owl coming in. There's some work that needs to be done. There's some information coming through, because I think you're going to see work through kind of different lens perspective soon too. And it's going to help you align with that right job that lights you up, fills you up, meets your needs, versus being a job that you take to fulfill having a job, to fulfill a role in your life. And I think this is a great opportunity for you to take this time for that work, to really align, to try to open yourself up for that perfect fit. So the rebellion, right, from tradition that we were talking about is coming up again for me big time, because I feel like it's not going to happen like in a traditional way. And I feel like it's going to be something that is going to happen like the higher forces are here at work. They're ready to test you. They're ready to, they're ready to set you up, but they're going to test you before you get that ultimate reward, right? You got to do that work. So to make room for it, to make room for that fulfilling job, to make room for what's to come, to release the things that could mess it up potentially, right? Because if we take something too soon, we're not ready, we haven't done the work, then we could potentially ruin a great opportunity for ourselves. So, take a deep breath, use this time for you, use this time for your own healing, right? Before you have to get back in and be with other energies and the whole work battle. Allow this time to fill your cup up. Allow this time to be a time for you to connect. And I really do feel like you have some wise ancestors here that are really trying to help guide you. I get like almost like an auntie. Do you know what I mean? Like those aunties that aren't your real auntie, but they have that love of like, oh, this is what every aunt should be. This like warm woman, like, hey, honey, like she's taking it in, like it's gonna be okay, this is gonna work. You are so much wiser than you realize, and this is happening for you. And there's the magic mirror up here, right? Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? So you have the capability to find that insight, that psychic insight for yourself. So I would be, if I were you, tuning into your own psychic abilities, your own abilities to see timelines, to see potentials, to do that soul work, dig deep. So you got mugwort number 10. That's a great tea to drink before bed, or even keep a bundle of mugwort by your bed, hang it above your bed under your pillow. It really helps with dreams. Again, we were talking about dreams being a big thing right now. Note your dreams. Give time to invite them in, to remember them, write them down, sit with them. What is coming to you in those dreams? I feel like there's kind of a change here. So you're going to have what you expected or what you thought was coming is going to be totally different. And there's a process there of acceptance and, integration for that to happen. That's coming. And then you've got 51 dragon's blood. Anemia mundi. Did I say that right? Anemia mundi.
Anima Mundi.
There we go. I knew I wasn't pronouncing it right. I was not pronouncing it right.
I'm pretty sure it translates to the world spirit.
Yeah. So this, I also wanted to mention the guidance from Artemis, the moon goddess, and her wise white owl meet you as you entered the liminal space between one life phase and the next. So this in between of your career phases is important, just as important as the different career chapters. Your channel is wide open. She is instructing you on how to draw upon your psychic powers to pass through this test within the realms of shadow. You are not lost. Oftentimes, the greatest clarity dawns after the darkest hours. Owl medicine asks you to use the powers of keen psychic sight to observe and intuit aspects of your life that may still lay in darkness. Comfort that which is unworthy of your devotion. Confront that which is unworthy of your devotion. Eradicate destructive forces. Pay attention to the signs and omens that appear as you navigate the labyrinth of the subterranean forest. So it's the time to start, cutting and clearing too, making room, make sure this next job doesn't suck you dry and is in true alignment. I got little puppies over here trying to chew on things. Sorry. I don't know if you can hear them in the background. And then for dragon's blood, oneness, merging with the divine, access to the world soul, occult knowledge, initiation, universal donor, entry into the great void. Guidance. Dragons are ancient guardians of the earth, symbolizing hidden knowledge and auspicious powers of supernatural origin. Dragons are etheric beings that inhabit the deepest pockets of the ethers and have dominion over the four elements. Dragon's blood core oozes blood, representing the collective blood, the blood of nature, and serving as a gateway to the, how do you say it? Anima
Mundi.
There we go. The world soul. As you enter the all-seeing portal of the great void, don't shy away from its vastness. Embrace it as you are undergoing this great initiation. Within this awakening, you will discover the unique patterns you contribute to the great tapestry of life. So this time is here for you, girl. Don't let it scare you. Don't rush it away. Do that work, embrace it, and it's all going to work out and line up for you within good time.
I love that. All of that. And dragon's blood is one of my favorite incenses too.
Mine too. I'm burning it right now.
Ah, perfect. Awesome synchronicity. Marcia, we got your question. I will do you next. And then Anne, we saw you pop on. Hi, thanks for joining us. And Lexi will do you after Marcia. And I just wanted to make a note that if you're enjoying and you value our live readings here, this is our donation to you every week. We do appreciate tips though, and there's a virtual tip jar in the description on each platform for the episode today, as well as if you can't get it there, just scroll to the bottom of our homepage and you'll link to our digital business card there. And that's got links to our Venmo, our Cash App, PayPal. Much appreciated, not required, but thank you, thank you, thank you. So Marcia, we got another job question from you. So what I pulled for you, also very much in alignment with all the messages that are kind of already threading through. today. Follow your own rhythm, card number 5. And that's the card from the Sacred Rebels deck. Look at that beautiful figure dancing and swaying, and just, we had in the Freedom card, marching to your own drummer. Now we have follow your own rhythm. And the number 5 means change. So if it's a position that honors who you are in your most authentic self, I think that that would be key as far as the choice that goes into it. And like Lexi said, there could have been another message coming through for you as well, as far as maybe not taking the first one, making sure that it's in alignment with you. And then from the Soul Journey lesson cards, I got friendship for you. And it says, I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. And then I'll read from the guidebook on this one. All humans are created from the same source, but there are some souls that share a unique kinship. Friendship can be the most exciting and beautiful experience on earth, but it can also be frustrating and heartbreaking. Understand that everyone in your path is here to teach you something. It may be for a year or a lifetime. Together, you will teach each other various lessons of the heart, such as trust, love, loyalty, and admiration. The bonds of friendship are often stronger than those of family. You have formed a bridge of understanding between the two of you that has stood the test of time and of lifetimes. A true friend will illuminate your path instead of dim it. He or she will give advice with your best interests at heart. To be able to communicate at a soul level with another human being is the biggest treasure of the physical dimension. So I think with these two cards coming together with your question, it's very important to honor yourself, but also know one of the things we believe firmly here at Sea Goddess is the concept of soul family, and how Lexi was saying it may not always be your actual blood family. So if there's potential here in what you're seeking for honoring yourself and being around those people that honor you for who you truly are, but also people that have your best interest at heart in whatever position you're looking for, as far as a team that might be in the place. If there's a decision between multiple options, go with the one that allows you to be yourself, but also has potential for you to connect with like-minded people that actually support you. So that was for you, Marcia. And Lexi Mina says, thank you so much. Oh, awesome. And then Anne elaborated on her question, Lexi. So this is for her. Your next reading's for her.
Perfect. So
Ooh,
I'm working on
juicy
cards. And it was funny because I was going to ask the pendulum, and then all of a sudden the pendulum that I put right on my desk is like, I can't find it anywhere.
I just saw it.
I know, me too. This is what I'm saying. Like, this is I'm taking that as spirit being like, no, you are not.
Trust yourself.
And the reason is this. We can't predict relationships. It's free will. We can see timelines. We can see possible timelines, possibilities, but ultimately, especially when it comes into relationships, those are two free wills. So the first card that came up from the Moonology for you was have faith in your dreams. What is your dream? What do you want? What are you dreaming up? Do you see yourself together? Do you see this commitment in your dreams? Do you feel it? Do you feel the marriage? What are you dreaming about? Is he the one in that committed, beautiful marriage that you see for yourself in the future? So start taking note too of your dreams, what your dreams are saying to you. And then just, I'm going to see here. I want to open up the book. Waxing Crescent. Oh, look at that. It's like the second card of the deck too. Don't give up. The situation you're asking about is still taking shape. You're nowhere near the end of the story. Whatever is happening now is just a step along the way. As they say in the self-help classics, everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. However, the Waxing Crescent Moon card is a reminder that you must still keep working towards whatever it is that you want. If you can't take practical steps, spend time meditating on the question and asking yourself about and allow your higher self to download information to you about your next best step. Overall, this card suggests there is every reason to be hopeful for a very positive outcome to the situation you're asking about. So keep the faith. Attuned to the moon. I am focused on what I want. So I think that card says it perfectly for that, but I want to draw a couple from the astrology deck too. I feel like trust your gut too. I feel like does he have the qualities and the characteristics that you want? Do you want to wish this in this relationship? I can see many timelines for you guys and many opportunities. I can see, happiness. I really do see happiness for you, and for you both. I would say also too, don't push and rush things to that end goal of marriage, right? So many of us feel like we need to obtain that in a relationship for like validity, for the next step. This is what we're supposed to be doing. This is what's supposed to come next. Start just enjoying the present moment together and allowing for things to unfold the way that the universe is sending them to you and the way that it's meant to for both of you. I can't answer the question for both of you because of free will. I can see though that there's an energetic match and partnership and definitely a soul contract between the two of you. Whether it ends in marriage and that type of commitment is going to be up to how things unfold for both of you and as individuals. But if this is something that you are really hoping for, keep dreaming about that. Keep feeling it, calling it in, but enjoy. Don't allow the dream of the future to take you away from the present moment too. Because there's gifts within that's why it's called present, because it's a gift, right? To be in that present moment is the gift. So I would say almost like pump the brakes on the need for certain commitment aspects, because this is a time of rebellion. And I really feel like a lot of relationships are going to be rebelling against, kind of not rebelling against marriage, but like realizing like that title, this piece of paper, these symbols don't mean as much as the actual energetic commitment between the two. And I see a lot of relationship push to hit these, these check marks on the list. Like now you date, you court, and you date, and you get engaged, and you get married, and so on. You check these. You're just too busy on this checklist. Bring yourself to just being present together with each other's energies in that relationship. Herbal. Ooh. Angel's trumpet. Death. And don't ever think this is the sign of death. That's not what this means. It's more a death of concepts and old ways of thinking. So she comes in here, the angel's trumpet, to remind you to allow certain things to die away. And I really almost feel like one of those things to die away is that need to check off certain marks that mean that these kind of concepts that this is what means a successful relationship, or this is what has to come next. This is how it should look. This is how this should be going. And allow death to things that aren't serving you and allowing you to be present each day in that relationship. Let's see what the card says about it. Number 46 too. And we've got a nice little bat hanging. We have this beautiful horned angel in this card. And we have a lockbox. Ooh, which reminds me of a wish box. Look at that, with a crystal and a feather. And what a great time to be doing some intentional, new moon rituals. So I really feel like a new moon ritual for you is something that will help bring you clarity on this and help with this situation. Do you have anything to suggest, Ursula, for a ritual, a new moon ritual for her?
Well, the best way to work with it is to know where it's happening in your chart. So that could give you some clues. If you're unfamiliar with that, then yeah. So for Aquarius energy, I would do something along the lines of calling in the element of air for sure. So you can have a little altar where you do your ceremony. You can pull in crystals that align with the energy of Aquarius, and you can look that up easily online. There's a bunch of different resources, so kind of use the guidance that feels and resonates best for you. But as far as like maybe putting some feathers on the altar, or also anything that connects to the earth too, because what we have coming in with the new moon on Friday is only 2 times a year we have the sun squaring the planet Uranus, and it will be that during the time of the new moon this time around. So the moon and the sun both squaring the planet, plus 2 more planets in Aquarius, definitely calls in the energy of honoring your truest self, making sure that you're staying true to your heart, making sure that you have autonomy and freedom in the relationship. So I would call that in for sure.
I love that. Let me see other some comments.
Don't lose yourself in it.
Yeah.
Big thing.
Yeah. And it's funny because it literally said in here too about allowing metaphysical death of old patterns and worn out habits. So I think this might be a really beautiful opportunity to build upon that relationship with yourself. And when you do it with yourself, that affects directly your relationship with your partner. So ask yourself, what are some of these habits? They could be thoughts, they could be, mindsets, they could be physical, mental, spiritual, like just take that invitation to look within. What can you allow? What do you need to let go of so you can be more present each day? So, and then last card, because I've just been feeling the threes. Strength, motherwort. Lead from your heart. Make sure you're making these decisions from your heart space to what feels right to your heart space. Realize that if this is something you want to dream up for yourself, you have the power to birth this beautiful relationship and partnership together for the future. But to make sure that it's in alignment, it's in true alignment with what feels good to your soul, to your heart. And not to be doing it just for, or trying to push things along just to hit the check mark. So strength, have that strength for discernment in this process.
I love that so much, Lexi. It's so in alignment too with what's coming the rest of the month.
I love it.
Yep.
And look at the lion. The lion's there nuzzled up against her. We've got it's just so beautiful. And the waves of emotion. We've got the waves here, the water. So it's beautiful. You might need to shed some tears. You might need to release some things. So don't fight it. Allow it to happen.
Yeah. And I feel like that one's kind of tapping into what I pulled for the next person on our list, who is Sun. Yeah, interesting. So yes, Sun, you are added. I've got you. So this is another relationship question. So I would definitely take into heart and account everything that Lexi has already said. And then in addition, for you specifically, I got the card Legacy of Light from the Sacred Rebels deck. And when this card comes up, it is always an invitation and a little nudge and guidance to tap into ancestor energy. And what Lexi was saying, as far as patterns of behavior, we have an opportunity with this new moon coming on Friday to break free from those in a big way, because at the same time that the sun is squaring the planet Uranus, so is the moon. And the moon relates very much to our subconscious patterning, especially subconscious patterning that could have been inherited from family, energetically, or just from behavior, from observance as a child. So it's a really big chance to break free from that in particular, with the intention of honoring your true self. And it's hard to be the one in the family that breaks the pattern. I know, I've done it, but it's important work. So if you're feeling called to be the one to step forward to do that for yourself and for your family, that's a big deal. And I think that this card is a little bit of a nudge to do that. Card number 7 also, which relates to the energy of the mystic. So there's a spiritual element to this as well. And then from the Soul's Journey deck, I pulled the grief card. And I always pay attention to the colors of these cards. And this is all orange, which is our sacral chakra. And 2 of the places that we store grief in our bodies are in our lungs and in our uterus for women in particular. So this is our creative center. This is our sexual center. So if there's anything that needs to be shed as far as tears, like Lexi was saying, I think one of the images on the card you pulled, Lexi, actually looked like a uterus.
Yes, it did.
If there's anything that you're feeling needs to be released, particularly from that part of your body, yeah, look at that. Oh, yeah, look at that. So I think these two are kind of speaking to the same thing together. And you have to have strength to do this, but you can do it. And when you heal this in yourself, you can heal it 7 generations backwards and forwards in your lineage as well. So this is really important, especially to process around what happened in this relationship in particular. And the message on the card is, I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. And from the guidebook, nothing is gone forever. The belief that we have lost someone or something is merely an illusion to assist us in learning to appreciate our having had it in the first place. The emotion of grief and the sense of loss are absolutely real, but that is the point. The lesson of loss is not about the actual physical separation, because the parting is temporary and illusory. The point of the lesson is to acknowledge that the bonds of love never end and that we have not been abandoned. When you accept in your heart that you will be reunited with everything you have ever loved, it will give you the ability to move beyond your grief and derive something beneficial from the experience. To wallow in grief is to pass up the opportunity that you and your soul family have devised and learn nothing from it. Instead, allow your grief to take you to a place of deeper understanding. So I feel like that's a really, really, really important message for your very specific question. And if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. And remember, the most important and strongest relationship you have is the one with yourself. So honor what's coming up in this and just know that those are the messages that came through. And you're welcome, Anne. You're welcome, son. Thank you for asking.
And you know, if the reading wasn't yours, but it sent chills, it resonates, then you were meant to hear it at that time. So just if you were listening to somebody else's, card, that doesn't mean it's not for you. You're right here hearing it for a reason. And so the message is also for you. I love that about how this works. It's so funny because I'll be randomly scrolling along and all of a sudden, a reading will pop up and I will be like, oh my God, and it resonates so deeply. It's meant just for you. So if you feel the feels, it's for you. If it doesn't resonate, absolutely, let it go, right?
Yes. And I love how pretty much every time we do this, the messages thread through so beautifully with everything. And with everyone's questions too, like we usually get people that are asking similar things or on a similar page or needing to hear similar messages. So let's see, we have one more request from Swati. Swati, yes, we will do you next. And then we'll cut off the list there and we'll end our live with our announcements about our retreat that's coming up because we just did a flash sale this week and I want to talk about that too. Sound good?
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
All right. So for Swati, what does Swati need to know in here? Now moments. Ooh, rosemary, ancient memory. Oop, and we got a jumper, poppy. Dream. Look at that. That hasn't been a theme at all today. Ancient memory, dream. And I love it because we've got between just these two cards alone, we've got the divine feminine and we've got a divine masculine showing up here, looking down. So ancient memory, number 341, poppy dream. I'm wondering, have you ever done any past life regressions? I might be something you want to look into and go down because I feel like there is some stuff that is ready to come through, trying to come through, that's been coming through. Maybe you need some validation that yes, that is ancient memories that you are having and that there is cycles from past lives, from ancestors that are coming to a complete, that are rising up. and messages and lessons that are here for you to help in the now moment. So that ancient memory, remembering, starting to remember who you truly are, who your soul is, getting connected with that divine feminine, both the aspects of the divine feminine and the divine masculine within yourself, within your spirit's energy, because we both have the divine feminine and masculine energies within us. It doesn't matter if you are male or female, they're both there. So are they balanced? Are they out of balance? I feel like their dreams are trying to tell you some things, or some work that you are doing in your dreams. Are you remembering your dreams right now, or have you not been able to remember them? Earlier today, I suggested a couple practices if you're not able to remember them, to do a brain dump before bed. Open yourself up, keep a journal. So if you wake up throughout the night, just jot it down, anything. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to be all the details. Or in the morning, start making space for your dreams to kind of communicate with them, look at them, analyze them, listen to them, because there's a lot that is coming through to guide you this year, to guide you at this time. And so the waves of emotion are coming through too, and to remind, I really feel this is a reminder that this too shall pass. These waves of emotions, good or bad, they come and then they go, right? It ebbs and it flows, just like life. And to remember to just stand strong through those waves. Don't get pulled under from the undertow. Allow emotions to be released, to be felt like a wave washing by. You don't have to live in that emotion, but allow yourself to validate that energy in motion by giving yourself the proper chance to feel it, because ultimately we have to feel it to heal it. And a lot of us here that are on earth right now are here doing some ancestral healing. We are helping many generations, many cycles. We are so many chain breakers right now. And a lot of generations before us did not have the safe space to feel it, to heal it. Emotions were not accepted. They were thought of as negative, bad, and you were taught to suppress them, to ignore them and run. And now we're not just validating them for ourselves, but we're validating them for our ancestors, our team, and our loved ones. So that healing is very potent that you are doing. So ride out the storm, look at those dreams, make time to dream, not just dream up your future too, and call in on those divine masculine and feminine energies, and guides in your team, and work with them. They're there for you. Ursula, do you want to add anything? Is there anything
I think that was really cool. We don't have any other, clarification on the question. So
perfect?
I think that whatever message came through is perfect, and it definitely threads through and actually bookend to bookend kind of summarizes all of the things that came through today for everybody.
Right? I love how it always works out like that. It's so magical. And we're in different states. It's not like, it is just, it's potent.
Yeah.
The proof is in the pudding.
True that. So I wanted to just take the last few minutes. One, just remind everybody of the virtual tip jar. Not required, but greatly appreciated. It helps us pay our bills for StreamYard and everything that we need to make our lives happen. But I want to talk about our retreat, because we have a flash sale on that until midnight on Sunday. So what we did is we brought back our early snowbird rate, and that's $111 off the full retreat ticket price. And we also now have day passes for Saturday, and we put those on sale too. So I'm going to try again to fumble my way through the screen sharing on here. And let's see if I can do it this time. Because last time I did this, I couldn't see when I clicked on things, they didn't come up. So I went to the actual page. I'm not going to bring up any other tabs. So hopefully this is working. So we have coming up March 1st through 3rd, our Winter Snow Scape Retreat with the entire team. And we are half full. We have 8 tickets left. and it'll be in Londonderry, Vermont. And these are just some pictures of the house that we rented. It's an incredible property that is going to be cozy as well as very spacious to fit all of us. And you just go to our page on our website. So retreats right here at the top, and it'll bring you to a page with just the general information. And then you click register here, more info. And then that'll bring you to this page. And that's where you can see all the workshops that we're going to be teaching. These are all included, as well as meals and lodging with the price of the ticket for the weekend. And you can click here to show, to see the house and more pictures of the property, and kind of scroll through where you'll be staying. And what we did was we put our early snowbird rate back on the ticket price, which is $444 for the entire retreat. And that rate will be available until midnight on Sunday. And then we also, like I said, put our day passes on sale. You have to use this coupon code at checkout, but the price will reduce from $222 to $188 for the day for Saturday, which is our mostly packed day of the retreat. So you can go on this page and just look at everything that we have available. You can view our tentative agenda. You can see down here at the schedule. So you can see what we have planned for each day. And if you want to join the Soul Garden, you'll save even after this flash sale expires. And then at the very bottom is where you purchase the tickets. So all you do is click how many you want and then go down and check out. So we've already started communicating with the group that's already coming, and we would love to have you. And we are just super excited about it. Lexi, do you want to share anything about it?
Oh, it's going to be so magical. This has been a dream, a dream of ours, and it's coming together. And we've done day, and it's just, sometimes when you do a workshop, you just do a class, it's not enough to be able to come together as a group and, call in that circle of like-minded individuals. It's going to just be potent and magical and beautiful. And the space is just, the energy is so clearing anyways in the mountains in Vermont. So I am so excited for it. And the classes that we have lined up are incredible. So it is such a great offering. I cannot wait to all come together and get to sit in kumbaya and just hold space together.
Yeah. I'm really excited too. And it's just cool too, because we'll each have our own individual workshops as well as things that we'll be teaching and doing together as a team. So that'll be really fun too.
It will.
Yeah. And we'll be able to accommodate all dietary types. We'll be making all the food ourselves, which we're also really excited about because we all love to cook. So
yeah, the energy is just going to be great.
Yeah. What's the weather been like in Vermont lately?
Well, we're on our second beautiful sunny day. We've had lots of clouds, lots of rain. We've had some snow, some ice. So I'm really hoping we get some nice fresh snow for it. No matter what the weather is, though, it's the fresh mountain air. It's the energy of it's just such a peaceful, soothing, relaxing, healing energy in Vermont. It's why it's one of my favorite places. I've moved away from Vermont many times and I always come back because it's truly a magical state. The Green Mountains are magical.
They really are. And I've been there twice now, once in the dead of winter and once in the peak of summer. And I must say, even though I'm partial to cold weather, I really did love the vibe more in the winter.
Less ants, less fire ants, right?
Yeah.
Poor Ursula.
Giant mosquitoes.
Poor Ursula's experience this summer was on an anthill for however many days, swatting ants and gigantic bugs and gusts of wind, and she got the true outdoor Vermont experience. But there's nothing like a winter experience here, and what better time of year than to come together to do this work, because this is the time of year that we need to be getting mindful, doing that inner work and planting those seeds for our future. So the more intentional we get and the more space and energy we put into it, the bigger the blossom, right? The more you put into your garden, the more work you put into your soul garden, the bigger the blooms. So exactly. I feel like it is this, it is perfectly timed to set you up, to set everybody up, to help everybody create a magical year.
Yeah. And it'll be during Pisces season in addition to all of that. So that's just extra magical every year anyway. So
Yay.
I just love the vibe that we have in the sky, the cosmic vibe that we have going for it as well.
Oh, perfect. And the stars, that's my other favorite thing. I mean, it just to look up, I can't wait to just dance under the stars with everybody and just to, be around a fire and take it back to some of the traditional ways, right?
Yeah, exactly. And we have an outdoor hot tub, just FYI, everybody.
Another selling point.
Yep. All right. Well, we will wrap it up there for today. Thank you to all who joined us today live. Thank you to everybody who asked for a reading and to anybody catching the replay. And we'll be back with you again next Tuesday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern.
Thank
Ta-ta
you.
for now.
Bye.
Happy new moon.